Well, the reason we thought solar would work for us now is because we had remodeled our house and put electric floor heat, and we really thought that with the amount of usage we needed anyway, because we have a hot tub and we have some other things, you know, sauna, that our bills would be big enough that we could justify a solar system. And so that's really what got us looking at it. And we wanted to kind of, you know, minimize our footprint, carbon footprint a little bit, because we're all need to be aware of that. When we started getting serious about getting a solar installation, we contacted 3 different producers or companies, and we got bids from them. We looked at their materials. We looked at their proximity as far as service, where they were. Of the 3, then we narrowed it down to the 1, and we liked the aluminum structures of the base. We liked the permanency of everything that they did, and they were 10% cheaper. That would be Prairie Novak in Decorah. This installation is 19 kW. This installation retailed for $44,000 before tax credits, and after we netted out the Iowa tax credits and the state federal tax credits, it was about $27,000. Well, I think the tax credits were extremely important because it caused people to go ahead and do something they may not have done. It gave us a shorter payback window, and it also caused all the products to come down in price. Solar energy products and materials are much cheaper than they were 10 years ago, by 1/10 cheaper. I mean, so basically those 2 combination of things caused me to do what we wanted to do, and we did it. Basically, the tax credits are being phased out each year to go away in 2021. So they definitely help. If it's something you're really seriously about doing, thinking seriously about doing, it makes sense to do it when you get tax credits for it. Our yearly total cost was somewhere around $4,000. That's give or take, because every year is a different year, energy-wise. But now it probably, with the two months, 3 months possibly that we have to buy, along with we have a $47 monthly line charge. Our bill's around $800 to maybe $1,000. Based on the numbers, and of course, again, that's all based on a kilowatt charge. Our kilowatts were 13.7 cents a kilowatt. We came up with a 7.2 year payback. And having been in numbers all my life, 7.2 year payback, I'm very happy with. Anything short of 10 was okay with me. Maintenance-wise, there really isn't any. The only thing that we do, being that we're on a gravel road with a lot of dust, is that periodically in the summertime when we go through a dry spell, I'll come down with a garden hose and I'll just rinse it, and that takes the dust film off from it. In the wintertime, most of the time, the snows melt without having a lot of issue. If we get 4, 5, and 6 inches of snow, and I feel energetic, I have a scraper system that's only about a foot wide, but on each row of panels I'll pull a foot down the middle, and all that does is gives me some solar exposure, and then it melts them right off. So I don't have to scrape all the snow. I just need to put a line down each one of those panel arrays to get the sun into the black panel to create the heat to melt the rest of the snow. These are the inverters. Each one goes on an array. Both of them happen to be right here for convenience of sending electricity up to the pole. And this is where, if we have an issue or a problem, we come down and we check here, and it'll tell you on the screen if there's an issue with any panels or what's going on. This little white antenna basically sends the information from the inverters. It also sends the information from each panel. So at any given time of the day, I can pull up my phone and I can look at all 60 panels and tell you who's producing what. And it gives you the production at live time, in other words, real time, telling me what each panel's doing so I can tell if any panel is malperforming. The emissions that we've saved, CO2 carbon emissions that my system saved since day one in April of 2017 is 63,839 kilograms of emissions. That's the same as planting 1,062 trees to produce oxygen.
So is the solar met your expectations in terms of?
Well, this was basically when I said I wanted to reduce carbon footprint. This is really what I was talking about, wanting to make a difference.